It's Splatoon2 discussion time again, everybody. It is Hellgear, and this time around they want to talk about two abilities. Inksaver Main and Opening Gambit. I'm gonna sip my mangosteen juice there. So, to those of you who are new to these discussions, here's what I do. These are discussion topics on the Switch's Squid Research Lab channel. So if you have a Switch and you have Splatoon 2, so follow this channel, you'll get these same little reports as well. And during these, and what they've been doing since the time these have been happening, they've been giving players who have the game a link to get exclusive perks. So it's worth the time to actually read these off because there are goodies involved. But anyway, they want to talk about two abilities here. Normally they would talk about one. Or like regular stuff in general. But anyway, Inksaver Main and Opening Gambit. And before I go into reading this, and if you can't read it, that's fine. I'll read it for you. I just want to talk a little bit about these two before going into the article. To everyone new to Splatoon 2, Inksaver Main, or as I like to call it, Gun Inksaver, and Opening Gambit are original abilities, or perks as I like to call them. They come from the first game. To sum it up, Inksaver Main, or Gun Inksaver as I like to call it, reduces the amount of ink you use when working your main weapon. Whether it be your guns, your brushes, your buckets. You don't use as much ink as you normally would when painting turf or firing off. So essentially, it's like an ammo economizer. You know, or like that extended clip for all you Call of Duty fans out there. Now, contrary to Opening Gambit, Gun Inksaver can be found on any of your clothing. You know, it can be found on any of your clothing, and again, unlike Opening Gambit, Gun Inksaver can be a primary or secondary perk. Now, Opening Gambit is a primary perk only. You will never get this as a secondary perk. And if somebody is getting Opening Gambit as a secondary perk, report them for hacking the game. Opening Gambit is a primary perk only, and it's mainly found on headgear. No shirts or shoes have Opening Gambit. Essentially, it works like this. For the first 30 seconds of the match, you have a stat boost. And after those 30 seconds have passed, your stats return to normal. That's how it works in the turf war. It's also the opposite to, and in my opinion, the much better perk, Last Ditch Effort. And Last Ditch Effort is the one where you get the stat boost at the last 30 seconds of the match. It should be noted that Opening Gambit also works differently in ranked matches. I'm not sure how. I know how Last Ditch Effort works during ranked matches, but we'll save it for when LDE comes up. Hello, Inklings and Octolings. Welcome to a series of articles that's all about gear abilities. Not only will you learn helpful gear info, but we'll also give out free in-game gifts with each article. In this title, we'll be highlighting the Gun Inksaver and Opening Gambit abilities. And essentially, I was right. Gun Inksaver decreases the amount of ink consumed by your main weapon. This ability comes in handy if you want to pressure your opponents by splatting more ink, or splatting more turf for your team. This is a powerful ability that increases the effect of your main weapon, which is what you'll use most in battles. Another thing that I should note that is good about Gun Inksaver is that, and this will probably be more what's the word? It's something that blaster users need to worry about. Because if you use blasters, Gun Ink Saver is a very, very good perk. And the reason I say that is because count the number of shots. When you use a blaster, count the number of shots you can fire on a full tank. Usually, blasters have around a range of 10 to 15 shots on a full tank normally. So, using Gun Ink Saver to give you a bit more ammo is a very useful thing for all the blaster types out there. I know blasters like to run this particular perk. Next up is Opening Gambit. Like I said, main ability of headgear and boosts movement speed for the first 30 seconds of battle. Just movement speed? Did they actually... Hold on. In general, this is an ability that is equivalent to having run speed up, swim speed up, and ink resistance up abilities wrapped into one. What a great deal. Actually, no, it is not. So it's a speed boost and a resistance boost for the first 30 seconds of battle. They nerfed this. That's terrible. In the first Splatoon, it was all of your stats were boosted for the first 30 seconds of a match. Ironically enough, they're not talking about how this works in ranked right now. Utilize this speed up ability by securing important points on the turf or carrying the Rainmaker a far distance right at the beginning of the match. Okay, there's one ranked mention. Additionally, if you splat or are credited with an assist on splatting an enemy before the opening gambit time runs out, it increases the effect time by 7.5 seconds per splat. If all goes well, it's possible to extend opening gambit and get a huge lead. Interesting. Now that is new. Interesting. So, if you can splat more enemies during opening gambit, you'll get 25% more time. Or maybe it's like at the end of opening gambit. If you get a splat at the end of it, it's longer. You couldn't do that in the first Splatoon. So increasing the time for splats is actually really nice. As a bonus, we'll be gifting our readers with 20 Ink Saver main ability chunks. Yep. That's another difference between Ink Saver and Opening Gambit. You can't get chunks of Opening Gambit. Again, Gun Ink Saver is a perk that you'll have on almost all your headgear. Or almost all your gear. Headgear, shirts, shoes. But Opening Gambit is exclusive to headgear only. Now, one thing I will say is that Forge is good for having this ability. You know, there are a couple of headgears done by Forge that have Opening Gambit. Again, most players really don't like Opening Gambit simply because it's only good for the first 30 seconds of the game. So, as this is telling us, you're encouraged to get more splats. That way you'll get more time. So, if you can get 2 splats during Opening Gambit, you can increase it by 15 seconds. Alright, that's pretty good. So, if you manage to keep making kills during Opening Gambit, you can get more time, which theoretically you can have it for the first minute of play. I don't necessarily think that you can keep Opening Gambit for an entire 3-minute match. because it takes a while for your opponents to respawn. So it's nice to get 22.5 seconds worth of opening Gambit. That's kind of sad because it doesn't say how it affects ranked. Again, LDE affects rank a little bit differently in the first game than it would in Turf War. So hopefully when we get to Last Ditch Effort, they'll tell us a little bit more. Maybe they'll even do that with Inksaber sub. We'll see. But that is a complete nerf. You know, it's not just all the stats now, it's speed only. Speed and ink resistance. That's too bad. This was really, really nerfed because, again, it used to boost all of your stats in the first Splatoon for the first 30 seconds of the match, and if you made splats, you couldn't extend the time. You were just SOL after the 30 seconds were up. Also, it should be noted that in the first Splatoon, the icon for opening Gambit is different than how it is here. How does opening Gambit look now? Wow, how does opening Gambit look now? I want to say opening Gambit looks like the spawn point. But in the original game, it was a clock that had a 30 on it. And I think the color of that was orange. Yeah, I want to say it's orange because in the original game, opening Gambit and Last Ditch Effort were the same idea. It was a clock that had a 30 on it. And it had a 30 seconds on, and it had a little bit of time left. One was orange and one was blue. All my Splatoon players from the first game will know about this. But yeah, they changed the icon for that. So I think in this game, it looks like a spawn point. Huh. So it's a speed and an ink resistance boost, and then you can extend it or it goes away. That's fine enough. What other things I can say about Gun Inksaber? Again, blasters, you want this perk for running a blaster because again, blasters have a range of about 10 to 15 shots on a full tank without Gun Inksaber. So I know originally in the first Splatoon, and they nerfed it now, but in the first Splatoon, a full clip or a full tank allowed you 22 shots on the Luna Blaster without a Gun Inksaber. It's a lot less now. Maybe the Clash Blaster will give you 15 shots per full tank without the clip. Without the Gun Inksaber. I'm not sure. I haven't really counted. But, and I need to do that. I need to count just how many shots you can fire off with the blasters before they run out of ink on a full clip. That'll be something I do just for kicks and giggles. Alright everybody, that concludes this wonderful little discussion on Gun Inksaber and opening Gambit. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And if there's anything that I may have missed, please tell me in the comments section below. But for now, I take my goose in the oven because I'm done. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.